be nice. It's gonna be fire. Music in minor.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, here your host, your YouTuber, sign off and imitator, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And we are going over once again. Well, it ain't once again because it's that time of the month. We go over the pay-per-view and it was Hell in the Thunderdome. Alright, it was actually kind of fun doing both of those. Now, honestly, the only big, before we get into that, the only kind of big news and scuttlebutt going around like that, if you will, is, well, the Saturday night before, Impact held Bound for Glory, which, phenomenal show. Highly recommend that. Also, there's been talking all going around, and, well, I always say all the time, take all the rumors with a grain of salt, man, because honestly, that's all it is. Rumors are just that, rumors. That WWE is looking for a different place to house the Thunderdome because the arena that the Thunderdome's in, their team is going to be coming back soon for the season and all that jazz. So, you know, there's news reports saying that they're looking at New York and Chicago and Los Angeles and this and this and this. And honestly, here's the thing. Do I think that they are? Yes. But, God almighty, that's just fucking business. Listen, think of it like this. If you are in the business of, you know, you're in the business of buying something and then selling it off again. You know, you're going to buy that thing and depending on what it is, you're either going to sit on it for a minute to let the value go, or you're going to pass it off right away. So obviously, yeah, they're exploring the market. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Also, big news, it did break as of Monday, right before this recording took place. Survivor Series is just going to be Raw versus SmackDown this year, which absolutely fucking sucks because last year's Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT was so fucking great. But, yeah, it sucks that they're not doing it. The reason, no official reasons have been said, nothing's been said on it. Personal opinion though, and again, personal opinion, it's just that. Y'all can say, good opinion, good point of view, bad point of view, Tim, you're a fucking idiot, whatever the fuck you want to say. I think it's because of the COVID shit. And hear me out on this. Because Raw vs. SmackDown vs. NXT. Okay, now I'm not even talking backstage production crew, I'm talking actual talent that's going to be needed. You're going to have at least, let's see, for champion versus champion, let's see, you got your 3 main titles, that's 3 right there. And then you got your mid-card titles, that's 6. And then you got your tag titles, so you got 12. You got 12 guys right there, which roughly equals about half the card for a Raw or a pay-per-view. And then you got your women's champion versus champion match. And then you got the Survivor Series teams as well, which is 4 on 4 on 4, which is a whole other 12. That you're packing a lot of people in. And as much as, you know, people want to give WWE shit, and albeit a lot of times, yeah, it is deserved, but a lot of times it's also not. You know, they are trying their damnedest to go with safety guidelines with everything that's being seen and shown. No different than, any other promotion that you're seeing out there going right now. You're seeing Impact try and go with it. You're seeing fucking AEW with it. You're seeing Ring of Honor doing it. Hell, MLW is going to be restarting soon. So, just give the benefit of the doubt. And if you can't, honestly, then don't waste your time bitching and complaining about them. Because if all you're ever going to do is complain about one company and say on how you can't stand them, just admit you're a low-key super fan because you're letting them live rent-free up in there. That's my personal view, though. That's what I'm thinking. That said, let's talk about the pay-per-view finally. Pre-show match, R-Truth versus Drew Gulak. This was pretty much what you would expect for a pre-show, but it cracked me up. The first few minutes of it cracked me up, and rule of thumb, if you make me laugh, I can't really get mad at you on it. Can't really get you mad. But before the match, Truth high-fiving, doing his best friend secret handshake with little Jimmy and all, and Drew Gulak sitting there seeing it like, hey, come here, Jimmy, come here. Here, have a seat right here. Yeah, you see, I'm your buddy, Drew. I'm Drew, and then, wham, kicked him, and you just see R-Truth like, no! Drew Gulak, as much as I love you because you're from one Philly boy to another, as much as I love you, god damn you do not get to hurt little Jimmy like that. That ain't cool, man. That ain't cool. Either way, as far as the match goes, Gulak, he was leading, but like I said, it was what it was. It was a pre-show match, and there wasn't much story or meat on the bone for it to begin with. It ended with R-Truth getting the win via, he countered a roll-up from electric chair position. Truth was up in an electric chair position. Gulak wound up making it into a roll-up, and then Truth countered that. 1, 2, 3. That was it. And then next thing you know, out comes Tozawa with the Lucha House Party. And then Truth just grabs his 24/7 title and skedaddles. So now let's get to the main show. Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns is starting the show, and this was a bit of a shocker having this start the show because, god damn, this is the most hyped up match for the show, man. Like, how the hell? You're gonna do this? And this is the one with the biggest stakes, the biggest claims to it, It's not just a Hell in a Cell match. And it's not just a Hell in a Cell for the title, it's a Hell in a Cell I Quit match. The very first one. But man, oh my god, was this damn match was good. Roman was pummeling Jey, Honest to God, the way this match went, I was getting flashbacks, and I was getting them nasty PTSD flashbacks, of when me and my brother would get into fist fights with each other. And it would get fucking ugly. No lie. My brother broke my nose right there. Broke my nose, and the worst I gave him was a black eye where his eye was swelled shut for a week. So, that ain't brotherly love, I don't know what the fuck it is, but either way, this was just fucking ugly. Family fighting family ugly, and I fucking loved it, and I was here all for it. I loved it. Now, some parts felt a little drawn out, and I'll admit that, but that also comes with the territory of family fighting. I don't want to do this no more. Just back off. Just say it. Just say you're done, and I swear to God, I'm fucking done with you. Nah, I ain't saying that. I ain't done. And then, wham! You done now? No. Wham! Done now. That kind of shit. And not only that, the ref kind of was a little over the top for my taste, It was constantly with the, hey, come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. Just say the words, Jay. Just say the words, Jay. Just say the words, Jay, and you're done. Just say the words. What do you say, Jay? What do you say? You know, to the point, and it was just, ugh. But Roman, man, he beat Jay to the point to where he was in story, knocked out cold, to where then he put him in the guillotine choke, and then his brother Jimmy came out, pulled him, you know, or before I get to the part with Jimmy, Roman had Jay in the guillotine. Ref said point blank, yo, he's out. He's knocked out. I gotta call it. I'm calling it. Roman's like, no. No, to hell with that. It's over when he says it is. Throws the ref over, and then starts wailing on Jay again, puts him back in the guillotine. The ref on the outside of the cell opens it up, gets in there, and then Jimmy comes in, pulls Roman off like, what's wrong with you, man? We're family. We're family. This is James and Josh coming to you, man. What? This ain't you. This ain't you. We'll help you with this. And that part kind of got me right here, because it was like I said, when me and my brother would fight, then when my other brother would jump in and separate us, be like, the fuck is wrong with you two? And then eventually, whichever one of us was on the ass kicking end of the fight and not the ass whooping, wham! Just straight up deck him, and then Roman decked Jimmy and then put him in the guillotine until he looked at Jay, said, I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. And then Jimmy was like, all right, I'll say it. I quit. Let him go. So Roman won. Jimmy and Jay, as per the stipulations, what Roman said for the match, Roman, if Jay lost, Jimmy and Jay are out of the family. They're no longer part. In story, they're saying they're no longer part of the Anawati family, which technically now since they're on the outside, now technically that would mean WWE now has 3 Samoans unrelated to The Rock. You got Samoa Joe and the Usos. They're not unrelated, that aren't part of the Anawati family, I should say. Just saying. But yeah. After the match, Roman, he grabs his title, he's walking up the apron, and then out comes Alpha and Sika. Alpha and Sika come out, and then they put the legs on top of Roman, and then Roman just holds the title up high. And just, yeah, I fucking loved it. I was all for this match. This was a damn good match. Now we come to Elias. Great, we go from a really good Hell in a Cell match to the smelly hipster. Elias versus Jeff Hardy, and right from the start, you know, I gotta tell you, as far as it, you know, now I'm not taking nothing away from Elias's ring work. I feel like I gotta say this every time I ever have to go over anything involving him. I'm not taking anything ever away from his ring work. The motherfucker can work. But my God, I just can't get behind the character. Maybe it's because there's a dude that lives right up the block of my neighborhood that looks like him, and it's just like, ugh. You know, except that dude looks like he hasn't showered in like 3 years. Maybe that's which is entirely why I keep referring to Elias as the smelly hipster. But yeah, this match, man, it was good. There was back and forth with this all around from start to finish on it. I dug the shit out of it. I like that. I like when you got matches that have back and forth. This was a huge change of direction from what the Hell in a Cell match from the starting match was, and I was all for it. Now, match came to an end when Elias got the win via a disqualification because as Jeff had Elias down, he went to go up he went to the top. Elias crawled to the outside, and Jeff, seeing it, he was like, alright, fine. Climbs down, gets to the outside. Just as he's about to go and get him, Elias has the guitar in his hand. Jeff, wham! Strikes him on the back. Elias lets go of the guitar. Jeff then picks it up, slam! Cracks it over him. And then, yeah. Following night on Raw, though, Elias put some stank in a shot on Jeff after Jeff lost a Survivor Series qualifying match to Uncle Allen. So, but AJ Styles is going to be on Team Raw, and Jeff wound up costing Elias his shot at being on Team Raw as well. So, more on that as we go. More on that as it goes. Next matchup, we got The Miz going against Otis for the Money in the Bank briefcase. And excuse me. And this pretty much it was a decent match. One thing that kept cracking me up though was every time Miz kept throwing a shot at Otis, and Otis just like, and it was like seeing Miz try and punch a wall, you know? It was just like, damn, it ain't going nowhere for you, dude. You done picked a fight with the wrong dude, man. Shit, yeah, you done. You done gonna die now. There was good action in it. Otis worked to his advantage, and you know, as much as people give Otis shit, you know, the guy is very much so a character. And when you have a television show like this, like a wrestling show, you can have a character which can draw more attention to the show, or you could, for lack of a better term, do like Vern Gagne and just have catch-as-catch-can shooter style wrestlers and, you know, not really have much personality. Which would, I don't know about you, but I'd rather have the characters. But decent enough match. Match came to an end in a very surprising way. At one point, Morrison, who now looks like a completely different person because he shaved off his fucking beard, which made my beard cry in sadness. Morrison, he had the Money in the Bank briefcase up, was about to go and clock Otis with it. The ref saw him, threw him out, and then Tucker, who was ringside also cheering Otis on, picked up the Money in the Bank briefcase. When the ref wasn't looking, wham! Waffled Otis with it. And then just like me and like a handful of other people out there on the Twitter were like, Tucky, no! And Miz just looking like, what? What? But yeah. And yeah, after that, Tucker wound up hitting Otis, and then Miz just went straight for the pin after that. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So Miz is now your new Mr. Money in the Bank. And now we come to the next Hell in a Cell match. Sasha Banks versus Bayley. And Bayley, man, she went straight up chicken shit heel because she lost her chair before the match even started. The chair that she's been carrying around for a while, it got them two, you know, they were brawling, and then the chair slid out of the cell before the door got closed, and Bayley just like, oh shit, and then like went straight up chicken shit heel like, and then man, this match was yeah. There's solid action on it. Majority of the action was on the outside of the ring, but that ain't no complaint. That's just fair observation right there. A majority of the action was on the outside. I dug the shit out of it, man. This was a damn good match. This between this and Roman and Jay, it's hard for me to make a decision on which one I gotta say was more of a match of the night for me. But my God, that these two deliver. A lot of good back and forth, really nice storytelling, you know. Really dug the shit out of it. Match came to an end when eventually Bayley at one point eventually did get her chair back, started using it on Sasha. Sasha, though, wound up getting it and actually rigged it over around Bayley's neck, popped in a bank statement, and had her foot kicking on the chair on Bayley's face as it was hitting her, thus making Bayley tap, ending Bayley's historic SmackDown Women's Championship reign. Sasha's got it, and now we start the bets on how soon until Sasha loses it because, well, let's call it duck a duck and a spade. Sasha doesn't necessarily have the best track record at title defenses. Next up, we got impromptu match. This match came to be from the pre-show. A challenge was made. Mustafa Ali made a challenge saying for the Hurt Business to pick one of their boys, and we'll pick one of your guys. We pick Bobby Lashley. You can pick anyone from our group, and we can go. MVP saying on how he was such a businessman, we're going to come to a group decision on it. I was a little disappointed at the fact Shelton Benjamin didn't make any jokes about Reckoning, given the history with Shelton and Mia Yim, but they were throwing out some what do you think? Teabag? What's it? Slapnuts? Yeah, or Slapjack? Yeah, Slapjack. Alright, love your man Slapjack. And you know, we'll make it even more fair. Want to make this fair. No one. We won't be out there. You ain't out there. And we're going to up the ante. We're going to put the U.S. title on the line now. So now we got a U.S. title match. Bobby Lashley against Slapjack. And Lashley just pretty much pancaked this motherfucker. That's all it was. It was just a straight up ass whooping. And this was the fluffer match. You know, as great as the women's one was, this match was needed to let everyone exhale. You know, this was the one that you needed. This was the filler match that you needed to lead into the main event. And Lashley, he got the win with the full Nelson. The next night on Raw, we had Hurt Business going against Retribution in an elimination tag match. And it wound up, and Hurt Business got the win, but now it's kind of getting to the point to where Retribution's promos are talking about on how, you know, they're going to get vengeance. It's not over until they say it's over. And it's just like, honestly, at this point now, I'm just sitting there like, all right, dude, if you guys are saying you got an end game and it's not done until you say it's done, you need to pull out that button and do like a fucking comic book villain and say, it's not over until I say it is. Beat and hit the doomsday button. You say you can bring the fucking Armageddon to the company, then fucking do it. You know? That's... Either way. Now we come to main event of the night. Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, WWE Championship. Them two start brawling outside the cell before the match even starts. And Drew, you know, straight up was destroying Randy early on. Randy, he started to get into that sadistic mode, man. Oh my fucking God. Randy Orton as a fucking heel is when he is at his best. And the best heels really are the ones who do not give a fuck. And Randy Orton is a man who does not give a fuck. And he will... Oh my God, this was fucking beautiful. You know, Liked on how he was, it was extremely physical. It was extremely physical. Each cell match had told a different story. Roman and Jay, it was more so family fighting family, like that kind of a family fist fight. Sasha and Bayley was, we're going to throw everything at each other and still show you we can perform. And this one was just, no, what you're going to see right here is a fucking car crash and see somebody get their face pressed up against the cell like an old Play-Doh smash, like an old Play-Doh press. And that's pretty much what you got. It was extremely physical. At one point, Randy Orton got under the ring, pulled out a set of bolt cutters, cut open the cell, and then them two started brawling on the outside of the cell. Randy climbed to the top, taunting and teasing Drew, come on up here, come on. Them two start fighting up there, and then they crawl around to the other side, like right there, and then they're brawling on the side of the cell, and then McIntyre, wham, falls down, hits the commentating table, and then Randy comes, you see Drew spitting out blood, like, spitting out blood, and then they eventually get back on the inside. They start going at it some more. Drew's on his last comeback now. Match comes to an end when McIntyre, he's going for a Claymore. Randy ducks the Claymore, and you can hear McIntyre just hit the mat like boom. That thud. Gets up. Randy, boom, pops him with an RKO. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Near winner, and now 14-time world champion Randall Kenneth Orton. And yeah, this is damn good. So now at Survivor Series, we're going to have Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. So, yeah, this is going to be a damn good show. Plus on Monday, they laid down the foundation for Randy versus The Fiend, which absolutely makes perfect fucking sense when you think about it, because Randy burning down Abigail's house is really what drove Bray to this point of having The Fiend. And it's just like, poof. So, yeah. So, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, like on normal, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you don't look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you got me on there from here. On my Twitter at Tim Vicious, on the name guy, John Gone. Thank you to my executive producer, Ollie Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check out his shit. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and such. Details are all down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. It's a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, they do now. Also, LFC now also has a OnlyFans. Not what you're thinking, folks, but premier stuff, much like what they have on their premier version of their website. Check them out. Also, do not forget to follow these cool ass guys writing on the Twitter, Aslam Mulligan, Kenny Killer, DSP_IV, Diabolica RA, and Sergeant Curry, Pants, and folks. Look, always tell you, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you. When you make a wish, be careful what you wish for.